morning. Good morning. Just came on for a little while this morning to just share something with you that just was kind of like on my heart, um, that I feel like somebody just need to be reminded of, and not just somebody, but all of us. That trouble may endure it for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. You know, those some very, it's a short phrase, but it's very much needed. Trouble may endure it for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And that's one thing about it. None of us know how long our night is. None of us know how long our night is. So even though there might be some things, trouble in your life right now, it's not going to last always. And another thing about trouble, when trouble comes, it tests us. It tests our faith. It tests our strength. It tests what we believe in. It's just a huge test. But we can't stay in the test forever. We have to become the testimony. Because whatever it is in your life right now, in my life right now, God knows all about it. He knows all about it. But one of the things that stuck with me as I was thinking about this on yesterday is that God don't want us masking. What I mean by that, He needs us to stop masking. Stop acting like nothing impacts us. Stop pretending that, like you made from steel. Nothing can touch you. Because, see, no one can help you whenever you're pretending as though you've got it all together. Because not only can people not help you, they don't know how to help you. And sometimes when you're masking, you're only hurting yourself because you're trying to get through the moment in time, whatever it is. But because, for example, if there's a sign on the gate that says, beware of the dog, but you don't have a dog in there, that's just putting up an image. That's just masking. You're putting things there in front of you. You're pretending to be one thing or pretending to have one thing when the story is altogether different. And God wants us to stop that. Be who you are. Be honest with yourself and with other people. You don't have to mask around people that really love and care about you. Don't you know that people that love and care about you know you well enough to know when something is not right? They might not tell you, but they know when something is not right. So let's put down the mask. Let's stop acting as though our lives is something that is not. Because if I'm hurting, I want people to know I'm hurting. If something is out of order in my life, I'm going to find somebody to talk to. I feel like I really do. I believe in the deepest of my heart that there are so many people that I can go, I'm talking sincerely and honestly, that I can go and let my guards down. And I can just be who I am. And when I'm hurting, I know I can just, right now, I don't even have to say what it is. Say, right now, like, I just got something heavy on my heart. Or I just seem like I can't think today. It's always somebody that you can go and share with what you are going through. That masking and pretending is keeping a lot of us sick and stressed and at a point where we feel like we can't go on. See, yes, many people might say, well, I just pray. Well, I do too. But guess what? God works through human agency. He did not put you around all these people for you to have to carry every burden in life alone. This is how people end up going towards alcohol and drugs and just other things that we connect ourselves to. It don't have to just be alcohol and drugs. Sometimes it's just getting around the wrong crowd of people. Because you know why? You're trying to put a Band-Aid over the pain. But you can't. Because sometimes that sore is bigger than the Band-Aid that you're trying to put on it. And that's a fact. Sometimes we have wounds that are too large just for a Band-Aid. And yes, God heals open wounds. Yes, he does. But he also put people there to help you during the time of the pain, during the time of desperation, during the times of loneliness, during the time of confusion, during the times of disconnect, during the times of misunderstanding, during the times of tears running down your face and you feel like you can't even stop. Sometimes you ever cried so much it's like you wanted to stop and you couldn't even stop. Let me tell you, at times like that, God still have people for you to go to. He works through human agency. He has somebody for every point in your life that you need a human being for. And he understands that you love him. God understands that. And that's why he provides resources, therapy and counseling and all these other things that's out here. Friends, family, people you can go and you can let your guards down. Because, see, he reminds us that trouble only endured for a night. But joy comes in the morning. Now, I can be honest to say, sometimes you have to say, I can be honest and say, Lord, how long is my night? Because sometimes it just feel like daylight never gonna come. Situations never gonna stop. Things that people are doing to you right now, you feel like it's never gonna stop. But God said, hold on to my unchanging hand. Help is on the way. And you know what? And I put some people there to encourage you in the pain, to inspire you through the tears, to remind you somebody. When you feel like you've been so beat down that you feel like you are nobody, God's got somebody right there to remind you that you are somebody. You don't have to mask. You don't have to put the gate on the fence and say, beware of the dog, when you know there's no dog, even not in the house or in the yard. Be who you are. Appreciate who you are. Understand who you are. And be proud of who you are. You don't have to mask for nobody. Sometimes we walk around with our chest out, like, I just got life so together, can't nothing touch me. You need to tell that to somebody that don't know no better. Because a lot of people that's watching you, and I tell y'all all the time, there are people watching you from afar that you don't even know. I shared with a friend of mine I really hear recently, and I was telling her about how I would watch her and how a spirit was. I mean, just a free spirit. And I really meant that. And I really appreciate that. To this day, I still appreciate that. But you know what? God made me see that. God made me to see the realness. God allowed me to see the sincerity. But also God allowed me to see this is how you have to live. You need to live. You're gonna take yourself down to a level. You're not gonna even be able to function if you don't get some freeness about your life. That young lady is living a life of freedom. See, we're getting ready to move into Black History Month. You know, we talk a lot about slavery and a lot about freedom. Some of us still locked up, enslaved in our minds. We doing everything that appeases everybody else. Let me say that again. We are doing everything that appeases everybody else, as if we don't exist, as if we are not human ourselves. You know what you're doing? You're masking. You're putting this image up before people. And you're making people, you think you're making people know better. You think you're tricking somebody. You think you're fooling people. And people looking at you and knowing that you don't have it all together. There's some trouble in the water. And that's why I said, when I was looking at this friend of mine, and I saw her freedom, her free spirit, I said, I want to be like that. I want that. I want that about her. I want to feel like I don't have to put up no airs for nobody. I don't have to function to get through the day. I just need to be free and think on my own and think clearly. Say, Electra, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to be? Step out there, be daring, be bold, and step out there and do some of them things that you want to do. You ever been in that position? You got a lot of things you want to do, but you don't feel bold and daring enough to do it. But you know what? If you go on and do it, it's probably the best thing that you have ever done. You've ever done in your life, that you'll ever do. There's some things that each and every one of us want to do, but you know what? We won't do it because we're afraid of what somebody else might say about it, how somebody else might think about it, how somebody else might look at you. You know, their opinion is only worth 2 cents. And the only reason why I say that, 2 cents, because what can you do with 2 cents? What can you buy with 2 cents? That's all their opinion is worth. Nothing. 2 cents won't get you nowhere. Not 2 cents alone. Something may cost $1.07, and you only have $1.05. Yes, you need the 2 cents to add on to it. But you're not getting out there trying to ask somebody and beg somebody for 2 cents, are you? You probably got 2 cents in your pocket, down in your purse. You can find 2 cents on the ground. People's opinion of what it is that you are trying to do It don't mean nothing. People's opinion gonna always be there. Don't you know you can give a person 100% of you? And if they not really with you, they gonna ask for another percent. You already gave them 100%. You giving them all you can give them. Now you want 1% more? So in other words, you want me to press a little bit further to please you. What kind of sense that makes? We must get comfortable with ourselves and understand I need to be who I am. Yeah, trouble does endure for a night. Things can unravel overnight. But that joy, it comes in the morning. And sometimes, yes, because I've done it myself. Lord, how long is my night? How long is this going to keep going on? How long is all this stuff in my life going to keep unraveling? How long am I going to feel like there's no answer to my situation? How long am I going to have to be conscious about my health? Because it seems like no matter what I do, it don't get any better. How long am I going to have to worry about this boy, this girl that went wayward? How long? How long? That's a night. And you know what? God's saying, don't worry about how long. Because I'm taking you through it. And while I'm taking you through it, I'm teaching you through it. See, he don't only take us through things. He don't only take us through a test. He teaches us through the test. We ought to be learning through the test. And that's the only way that we're going to pass the test, is to learn through the test. We have to get excited about the test. I'm talking about in your dark hours. You got to get excited about the test. And as you get excited, you just can't wait to tell the testimony. I hope you understand what I'm saying this morning. When you go, let me try to clear it up some. When you go through a trial in your life, that was already promised to you. In Scripture, it was promised to you. So that trial is that test. It's a testing of your faith. See, one thing about it that I've learned through life, myself, whenever things are going good, we all guilty of it. Whenever things are going good in life, we feel like can't nothing touch us. We don't even give God the time that he deserves in our life. And we all serve him a different way. We all serve in life a different way. We cannot be accusatory of others of things that we're guilty of ourselves. Some people don't serve inside of a building. In some countries, they're not even allowed to have religious services or gatherings openly. So they hide in places in order to read the Bible. See, but people still serve. That's why we have to be cautious about always wanting to pin somebody with a description, because they not doing it like we think they ought to do it. People serve God in many different forms, on many different formats. That don't mean they don't love Him. That don't mean they don't have a relationship with Him. It just means that they choose to serve him a different way. So you can't criticize somebody for that. But however you serve him, we all can be guilty of not serving him to the highest capacity whenever things are going great in our lives. You got to always acknowledge him. Always acknowledge him in whatever you do. Always know that he got you, whatever you do. And then you need to know that you don't have to put up images for nobody. You don't have to mask for nobody. If I got a tribulation that I'm going through, that if I'm in a trial, yeah, I'm at that point. I'm asking God, how long is my night? Because a trial means that you're going through something where your faith is being tested. Just to see how strong are you? How strong are you? And I said on yesterday, before you leave the face of this earth, I don't even know nobody right now that has lived where nothing has gotten next to them. Everybody, at some time in your life, something gonna get next to you. I don't care who you are. So stop masking. Stop masking. Because yes, trouble does endure it for a night. But also joy cometh in the morning. Rise up to your feet, hold your head up, straighten your back up, and be who you are. Because you don't owe nobody nothing. And them troubles in your life, God got that. He's already working it out for you. He's already covering you. And as I told you yesterday, he got you down in the bottom of the boat. So you don't have to make excuses. You do not have to put a sign on your gate and say, beware of the dog, when you know there's not a dog in the house nor in the yard. You just masking. Life has its ups and downs. But the best way to get through it is to be honest with that person in the mirror. Yes, I'm at a point where it's a little dark in my life. But I'm going to use the resources that's available to me to get the help I need to get through this. Because trouble don't last always. And sometimes your trouble is your blessing. You looking at it as trouble. But God said, no, that is your blessing. You just don't see it. See, some of the people God trying to move out your life and you trying to keep in your life, I don't care how hard you try. If God say they don't belong there, he gonna move them. I don't care how hard you fight to try to keep them in there. That relationship has ran its course. That friendship has ran its course. whatever it is. Y'all know. Because you live your own individual lives. You know that there are some things that's keeping you in the dark. You know there's some people that's keeping you in the dark. They're keeping you in the night. In the night. Trouble may endure it for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. How does that relate to relationships with people who are not bringing positivity in your life, who are of no substance to your life? They are part of that night. And the only way that joy is going to come, you got to let them go. You got to release them. You got to wish them well. Especially if they are part of your night. You're trying to get to your joy. So keep that in mind as you go through your day. Trouble may endure it for the night. But joy, oh, but joy, it cometh in the morning. All right? Y'all remember that as you go throughout your day. Be strengthened and thank God that trouble don't last always. All right? Before I get off this morning, I want to remind you all of tomorrow at 6 o'clock on my podcast. Yvette McGill, the author of The Exchange, will be on there talking about her books and some things that she might have going into the future. So I'll be interviewing her. I'm excited about it. My friend Jacqueline Salver, she is the technical, handles a lot of the technical part of it. So any interview that I do, she's on there for the first few minutes just to kind of make sure everything is running. And then she fades out and it's just myself and the individual who I am interviewing. So, but tomorrow night, just kind of telling you all, because you'll see her and then you won't see her, because we're just trying to make sure that once we get it up and it goes live, it's only myself and the individual that I will be interviewing. So just those of you who have watched it before and kind of saw that taking place, that's what's happening. So that technical part of it, you got to make sure everything is working right, or you have no video or no sound, or your broadcasting system is not picking up. So got to make sure all of that is up and running, because that's your studio. That's your studio. And you got to do what you have to do to make it happen so that the people can see what you need for them to see. Okay? So anyways, that interview with Yvette McGill from The Exchange, with the book The Exchange, well, more than one book, is going to be the one I'm going to be interviewing on tomorrow at 6 o'clock on my podcast, Electra James Inspirational Talks. And also, if you don't know how to get on the podcast, what you do is you go over to, and I put the instructions on Facebook as well. You go over to YouTube, you look for Electra James Inspirational Talks, and it should say live, whatever is going on at that time. If even looking at some previous ones, you can see them on that page on YouTube. So again, like I said, you just go on there and you put in YouTube Electra James Inspirational Talks, and you click on the one that says live, and that's when you'll be able to see the actual current interview that's going on, okay, that's taking place. And also that is on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. I have a great lineup and in the process of getting more interviews set up. And I'm just excited about it. And, you know, I thank God for my free spirit. And I was able to get up and do some things that I've been wanting to do. And I'm able to do it. And I thank God for it. I thank God for not just the podcast. I thank God for all of my viewers that I have, that because you don't have to support me, you don't have to take out of your busy schedules as you go throughout your day. So, you know, I just want to, again, I know I'm always saying thank you, but I can't say thank you enough because people don't have to invest their time in you, you know. And I know there are a lot of other people that people can and will listen to. And I'm grateful for that because, you know what? I listen to, I view other people's videos as well. I look at a lot of inspirational and motivational YouTubes, Facebooks, you know. I do that myself because I like to hear what other people have to say. And so I believe I'm smart enough to know that, you know, people gonna listen to other people as well, just like I do, you know, because I want to hear what other people have to say, you know. So again, I'm grateful for you, you all that have supported me and that continue to support me. I'm just grateful. Okay. So y'all have a wonderful day today. I wanted to share that about tomorrow night because I won't be coming on anymore this week in the mornings because, you know, I just do the Mondays and Tuesdays. So, and that was switched due to health reasons. So I had to cut down on some days. But, you know, God is pleased with it. You know, he's pleased with it. I know he is. So if he's pleased with it, guess what? I'm pleased with it. So I'm still, you know, doing things that's passionate about my heart, in my heart, to me. And then with the podcast up, you know, I get to come on and share in the conversation with someone else, bring someone else into the conversation. And so I just look forward to seeing you all on tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on my podcast. And viewing the interview with Yvette Miguel. So I talk to you later. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. And remember, troll man do it for a night, but joy coming in the morning. All right? Bye-bye.